I saw Oblivion last night finally. I know a lot of people have seen it, so my review is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do, some minor spoilers and talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about it, because I felt the film kind of left me with mixed feelings. The rating, the more I think about it, the rating kind of goes down. But let me get into it a little bit. If you haven't seen the trailer, Oblivion stars Tom Cruise. He's basically a maintenance man on Earth after Earth's been destroyed. And, he does basic repairs and maintenance on these little drones that roam the Earth. And there's these, reactors that suck up seawater and make them into energy. If you've seen the trailer, the problem with it is that he's having, these dream sequence type things going on here. And as soon as you see that in the trailer, you kind of know what's going to happen in the movie. That's the part that bugged me the most, is why they showed that in the trailer. But that is ultimately kind of the downfall in the movie and why I have so many problems with it. But let's say what the good stuff was first about Oblivion. This is only the director's second film, Joseph Kosinski. He made Tron Legacy, and they're going to make a third Tron movie too. But Tron Legacy, visually was a beautiful movie, and, besides the story, which I didn't really care for too much. But Oblivion also is a beautiful movie. You would think he came from a cinematography background. But when I looked on his page, yeah, he's only done these movies, directed them. It's pretty amazing the look that he gets out of his movies already. He's working for as a cinematographer, but hey, he's the director, so it's his show. The movie looks awesome. The way the special effects, the art direction for all the design on the effects and the props is really cool. His little ship that he flies around in the movie is awesome. But they kind of managed to ruin that a little bit too by the end. So yeah, what I liked about it was the look, and then as I was watching the film, the soundtrack also is pretty awesome. The score. Tom Cruise is acting, he's always a decent performer. The other girls, alright, that Olga Kurylenko or whatever her name is, she's not the greatest. Andrea Riseborough is probably better, of the two girls in the film. He has one girl that's a partner on his mission, and then he has a girl that he finds, and you can see all that in the trailer. But yeah, basically, should I get into the spoilers? Let me tell you kind of what I didn't like about it. Parts I didn't like about it were basically that it kind of had every sci-fi cliche possible except for time travel. When I saw the trailer, I just knew it was going to happen, with the flashback thing. I was calling clones the whole time, before I saw the film. And, minor spoilers, I was kind of right. It did take a few different directions than I thought it would, but they were still all kind of movie cliches. This movie is influenced by a ton of flicks, and namely 2001 and The Matrix. And then unfortunately it's got a massive helping of Star Wars thrown in. And that's the part that ruined it, because I don't really consider Star Wars a sci-fi movie. It's just action adventure with lasers. They never explain any of the science in Star Wars. And they don't really explain too much of the science in this movie. It's just some of the things are just so sci-fi-ish, it makes it a sci-fi film. But that's one of the major parts that's lacking, is that they do not explain hardly any of the science in this movie. And that, to me, is what makes a good science fiction movie. Whatever. But the Star Wars part is what ruins it. There's a part where he flies this cool spaceship that he has. He has this cool ship in the movie, and it's kind of almost its own character. And he gets in a chase with the little drones that are chasing him. And it just felt like the pod races out of Star Wars episode whatever the fuck. And yeah, that kind of bugged me. That was the most offensive part of it all. The parts that were like the Matrix in 2001 were not as bad. I liked the 2001 part of it, was cool. The Matrix part is always cool, but it's just nothing new, You watch it and you can figure out. I had most of it figured out from the trailer. And then, in the first 5 minutes, he mentioned something about their minds being wiped, and they only remember the last 5 years, him and his partner that are working. And right there, red flag, fishy, So, and I kind of liked trying to put it together in my head as the movie went on, which was a good part. But then the final part, it just had such a Hollywood ending, and it was just so reminiscent of all, The Matrix in 2001 that it kind of bugged me. It could have took a slightly newer path. And then when we find out about the bad guys at the end, is not much. You really don't know much about the bad guy at the end, and that kind of bugged me to know more about their motivation. They kind of vaguely explain it, but I would have wished they went into the science a little bit more of the baddies. I would have appreciated that a lot more. But the look of the baddies are good. It's a good looking movie. So if you want a good looking movie, a decent summer flick, pre-summer, I think this is it. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 because it was an entertaining movie. The only problem was it fell into so many sci-fi cliches, and at the same time they didn't explain much of the science, which kind of bugged me. But yeah, check it out. Decent movie from Tom Cruise as usual, pretty much. Alright guys, see you soon.